What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video will be going over me installing my Perrin front mount intercooler and a little step-by-step how to kind of get in my mind and how I go throughout things. And hopefully I can make it easy enough for everyone to understand. And I think we're just going to get straight into it. Very first things first is, of course, I'm going to take off my top mount intercooler. I need to take off the little coolant expansion tank to make room for the piping. We're going to go step by step. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's get to it. So another thing that I did is of course, I didn't get this kit brand new. So what I did before I started recording is I cleaned up all these pipes with a little throttle body cleaner, went through all of them, cleaned up all the couplers, made sure I had every piece, and also I have my instructions here just in case I get lost. I went over this all this morning just so I kind of knew what I was talking about. But this is a perfect example of how everything's supposed to go. So basically, there's two 2-inch and 3/4 pipes that are on the passenger side, and on the driver side there's 3 of them. They're a little bit smaller, obviously easy to identify, so I laid them all out. Well, let's get straight into it. Now, I already took out this guy. This is super easy. There's just a little tab right here. You basically push the tab in and that whole little bottle comes out. Super easy. And then I have the replacement one. This isn't even from Perrin, just from another kit, but I'm gonna go ahead and retrofit it and make it work. So in order to get this top mount off, it is really easy. I already loosened up these 2 clamps here, loosen up the clamp for the turbo, take off the blow-off valve. They're just 2 12 mil. I already loosened these guys up. I'm gonna get these loosened up, pull the blow-off valve off, and then I actually only have 1 bolt holding on my intercooler. There's normally one on this side, but it doesn't really line up because it's the STI for WX. So I'm gonna go ahead, loosen everything up, take this thing off, keep it going. So this is definitely a lot harder than I was originally thinking. I get how to do everything, it's just making everything fit is the problem. So I'm going to take you through a little step-by-step of what I was thinking and how I did what I've done so far. So basically, I think let's just start on the passenger side. So as far as this big tube that goes across, there's going to be one coming off the intercooler, going up and around, and then the other large one is going to be going over the intake, up around to the throttle body. This side, not so hard. I definitely had to adjust my intake a little bit to make everything fit, and when I close the hood, because of like my air oil lines and stuff like that, it does touch, but it closes, so that's all I really am worried about right now. So as far as this side, I think this side is good. Just a little bit of fine adjustment, and you're probably gonna have to do a little bit of cutting like I already did for my old front mount, like around here. But as far as this side's pretty much good, ready to go. Now this side is the hard side that you have to fish through, and it's very difficult. You have to go under this AC line, over the fuel lines, and you have to bend everything out of the way. But what I have realized is I'm missing 2 couplers. I'm missing this one and that one. This one is for the turbo, this one is for the blow-off valve. All I have is this large one, which if you know where this goes, let me know, because I'm confused. And then I have this one. I'm assuming maybe it's like for a different year, or maybe when you go rotated, like that's why they give you this. But this one I can't really see the use for, and there is no use in the instructions. And then that one as well. So I'm thinking this is honestly for a rotated kit, which is gonna be a lot bigger of a turbo. And then I'm assuming maybe this is for like the blow-off valve or something. I have no idea. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to call Perrin on Monday. I already called, but obviously they're closed on the weekends. I'm gonna have to call them on Monday, and hopefully I can get a turbo coupler and one for the blow-off valve. It's just gonna go from here to here, that little elbow, and then I also need that one. So unfortunately I can't finish today, but I obviously made a lot of progress in making sure everything fits. I got this whole side basically done, and this side is definitely going to be the hard side, making everything fit. You're supposed to loosen up this guy here, push it out of the way so that you can get access to all this guy. I think I'm just going to remove this entirely and then make sure that all these guys fit. Then I just got to wait on those couplers. Well, it's definitely starting to look like something. I got the front mount 100% mounted. I have the passenger side all routed, ready to go. I did cut a fuel line in half that I had left over, because there is a liner that's supposed to go right there. You can kind of see it. I just put a slit in it, slipped it over so this doesn't rub. This thing is all fished, ready to go. Basically, I'm going to be waiting on the blow-off valve coupler and the turbo to this pipe. There's an extra pipe somewhere. Pipe's going to go here, coupler, pipe, and then one from the turbo to that pipe. I will be doing a part 2, but this has to be the end of part 1 because I can't really go any further. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment down below. I'm going to see you guys in part 2. And we're back. Day 2 on this front mount intercooler install. I'm not gonna lie, I was taking my sweet time yesterday. It was probably, I don't know, it was over a few hours, me basically doing fine little details, trying to make everything fit. I would say just overall the most important thing when installing this front mount is thinking ahead of the game, if that makes any sense. Basically think ahead before you install a thing, before you need to take it off and readjust it. As far as all these front mount pipes, I'm gonna go over all this stuff. But the two big ones that go basically into the tire wells, on each side, those ones are a bitch. I'm sorry. It is really, really hard to make everything fit perfectly. And you basically have to keep going back and forth, pushing into a coupler, tighten it down a little bit so it doesn't move, swing another pipe around and put it in there. It's definitely interesting. I'm gonna go over everything that I have done as far as yesterday, and then I'll show you what I'm doing today. So all this stuff I went over yesterday. There's only 2 larger pipes that come across, go down through here. 1 coupler that connects this second tube that goes straight to the intercooler. This side, this is the easy side. This is no big deal. A little bit hard to basically adjust everything, make sure everything fits properly, and tighten it down accordingly, but that side's easy. It goes over the intake. You can see how that's all routed. This is the side that I didn't do yesterday, that I'm just starting to mock up now, and it is important to get this thing out of the way. So there's 2 bolts. You can see in there. There was one in there, and I moved it out of the way. There's another one on that side. You can see just 2 Phillips screws. Then you'll be able to kind of manipulate that and access this down here. The U-shaped pipe that's provided goes here, pretty self-explanatory, goes down there. You got to take out that reservoir, which I did earlier, then comes up here, goes under this AC line, which you got to bend out of the way, goes under this, goes over the fuel lines. Then the last piece that you get is just this little elbow here, which is just loosely placed right now. Basically, I'm going to tighten down all these clamps. Then I'll show you the one piece that I'm missing that I'm kind of scared I can't get, but we'll figure it out. Alright, just got these 2 all tightened down. Swung around this way. Got these 2, if you could see, all tightened down. I recommend doing that one right back there, the farthest one. Do that one first while you're able to move everything, because obviously it's going to be really difficult to tighten that one down. And then I moved this way, tightened these 2 down, and then I went back down and tightened that one. Pretty sure in that order, and it will make your life a lot easier. Now moving up, obviously this long tube comes back up. Remember this routing. And then now I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down, and then I'm going to move this way, tighten that down, and then move on to the turbo. at this point, I got this guy fully secured. I have this one almost 100% secured, but I'm leaving it a little bit loose to give me some wiggle room as far as connecting this last tube here to the turbo there. But I ran into this problem yesterday. I was looking for that coupler and I was like, this one looks like it, but it just doesn't fit. This coupler size is way too big, that size is right. So then I was like, maybe this is for like a rotated setup. I think I even said it yesterday that it might have been for a rotated one, and I pretty much confirmed that I looked up 02 to 07 WX STI rotated front mount setup, and this coupler was in it. So obviously the previous person was thinking about going rotated and got this. So now what I have to do is call Perrin tomorrow. Today's Sunday, so I'm gonna call him tomorrow, which is Monday. Hopefully, cross my fingers, they'll just sell me that individual coupler. I might need to cry on the phone, I don't know. Because if that's literally the only piece that I need. The other piece that I was missing was this guy here. But luckily, like I said, I had an old front mount, which is actually still in my garage. And then I basically just had to cut this one. This was a little bit longer, but this is the exact one that I need for my blow off. So all this one goes is right here. Goes boom, that connects to there. This connects to that side using the piece provided in the kit, which is right there. So that's no big deal. You throw a gasket in between, and then I'm just gonna use this guy for the blow-off valve. But I cannot complete this kit install, which I would have been able to if I had this last coupler. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that I can get that, because if not, then I'm literally gonna have to take this whole thing apart, put back on my top mount, and just get tuned with the top mount. So I think that is pretty much all I can do today. There's obviously not much more I can do besides that blow-off valve. And I'm gonna go ahead and just cross my fingers that I can get that last coupler overnighted, because like I said, today's Sunday, I'm getting tuned on Friday morning, so I'm in no time on Friday. Everything needs to be done, loaded up on Thursday. Time to tick in. I literally need to do my downpipe. I still need to get the bung welded in to throw my wideband in, so there's still a few more things that I have to do to get tuned. It's definitely getting down to the wire. I think I can get everything done as long as I can get that coupler in. If you have any questions on this install, anything that I didn't really go over or you're confused on, go ahead and comment down below, ask me a question, and I'll get back to you. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.